I'm so glad I don't have a cartoon personification of my little inner monologue.
It's crazy. I went to the doctor and got mine removed. He was following around, giving me quips, and I just wasn't liking it, so I took some nice little pills, and that guy's gone straight to sleep, Carl.
I didn't like yours specifically because it was a big fucking mess.
Oh, yeah, no.
Yours showed up drunk. Yours showed up drunk.
Oh, yeah, with a tiny little booze bottle. It was hand-drawn, had like X's on it. It was adorable, but he was puking all over the place and being a bit inappropriate, a bit handsy.
Oh, absolutely.
The cartoon gropes you. You just don't want that.
Justifiably fired.
Yeah.
I don't think you made the right decision cutting that.
Oh, yeah, that one's gone from my brain now. It's great.
Yeah.
My name's Oscar.
My name's Carl. This is Who Would Watch This?
Welcome to Who Would Watch This, the podcast where we watch a film, chat about the film, and try and figure out who would watch this.
Today we are talking about the Lizzie McGuire movie, which currently has a 3.2 on Letterboxd, a 40% on Rotten Tomatoes, and a 5.5 on IMDb. Oscar, what is the plot?
Lizzie McGuire has graduated from middle school and takes a trip to Rome, Italy. You know, the other Rome. Don't get
as
confused.
opposed to like Rome.
Oh, yeah, Massachusetts.
Yeah.
It happened quite a lot. A lot of people walked out, went, what a mess. Anyway, and what was supposed to be just a normal chill trip, get this, Carl, things go awry.
What?
Yeah.
Is it a dream?
If you thought it was just going to be a holiday, get out of my fucking brain.
I thought it was going to be like that film When in Rome.
Oh, yeah, no, sadly not. Danny DeVito is not going to try and pounce
Is
on
he
Lizzie.
in that?
Yeah, he's the creep.
Huge for Danny DeVito.
Is When in Rome the one where, like, I mean, I've seen it, I think, but she flicks a coin in, she wishes, like, for a dream man, then four men, pretty much a hunter, I believe is the word.
Yeah, I think that is, though. It's the one with Christian Bale.
Yes, then I have seen it. Danny DeVito is in it.
Yeah. The one I was thinking of, Roman Holiday, is the other one I was thinking of. Just Lizzie McGuire in that movie, having a vibe.
Carl, have you seen this movie?
Yes, of course I've seen this one.
Yeah.
I feel like everybody our age has definitely seen this one.
Yeah.
I did not have Disney Channel, so
We've established you're very poor.
Was very poor child.
I believe potato sacks, fish cloves, that sort of vibe.
I was smelly. I had stink lines coming off me.
Visible.
Absolutely. This bitch would pull away the ball every time I tried to kick it. Just like things
You
were
were
great for
balding
me.
at 5, I remember.
I was. Things
you
weren't
had that
good.
damn yellow shirt. God, it was adorable though.
I know. My dog constantly laid on top of its home.
It's not where it's meant to go. It's to go in the fucking home, you know? I built that and you're sleeping on the roof.
Also, his best friend was a bird. Hated that bird.
I think he named it something dumb like, I don't know, Burning Man or something stupid.
Something ridiculous like Yogi. I don't know what tangent that was, but like
It was a good bit. You know?
yeah, great bit. Yeah, look, I'm familiar with Lizzie McGuire and I've seen the movie, but I hold very little
Attachment, love,
Yeah.
passion to the
I don't
series.
have nostalgia for it.
Gotcha.
So this has been requested
Yes.
a while ago. It's made its way to the top of pile, so here we are. But Oscar, what about you?
Once I finished this film, I've watched a lot of Lizzie McGuire, but not to I don't remember much. I don't remember the plot is really of each episode. But I remember it must have been before, like Ned's Declassified, because I've sort of merged those together.
I mean, she just sort of got through a school day, right?
Yes.
Wasn't that the
I
thing?
remember loving the cartoon, even though we
Yeah.
talked about the bit at the start, a joke, if you will. I love that little cartoon.
The cartoon's what made her special.
I wish the whole show was the cartoon. Yeah.
Absolutely. That was my thought before watching the movie.
Gotcha. You're not a big fan of the cartoon interludes?
So we'll get into my thoughts on the cartoon interludes. Do I love them? We should also acknowledge a few things are different.
Yes.
The audio may be different because we are recording at my apartment.
Yes.
In the middle of the day, there's 5 lights on to make up for the darkness of recording at your place.
Carl's really being a bit smug here with his goddamn overhead lamps. It's like, oh wow, the landlord's fixed his. It's very. There's. I think in the air, there's some rivalry happening.
Oh, absolutely. There is. I mean, I'm wasting electricity having these all on in the middle of the day.
Just so you know, next week I'm turning off every light in my house.
Do it. I dare you. And what else is new? You've had a haircut.
Yeah.
I think the listener should know.
Thank you.
It looks great.
Oh, thank you. Oh my god, are we nailing this?
Oh, yeah,
The compliments. I don't know about the film. Anyway, let's get started, shall we?
Absolutely, we should. Matt is being a little pervert.
Oh yeah, not
What
good.
an annoying little brat. I would hate him as my little brother.
Yeah, he's pretty much done a bad thing. He's gone, I'm going to blackmail my sister. That's his arc. That's Matt's arc. I remember him being more fleshed out in the TV show. Maybe that's just my poor memory as a child.
Yeah, I always thought he was a fan favorite, but he's a bit of a dick here, right?
The fans revolted against this. I remember the forums were lighting up when Matt was on stage, and it was like, ugh, what have they done to my boy? What a great character. Stripped him down to one dimension.
Oh, it's character assassination.
Oh, pretty much. It's ridiculous. He's got a little RC car with a camera. He's perving on his sister.
Yeah.
And the film's like, this is how we should start.
This is a freak. He's an absolute freak of a child. And there's nobody to blame but his naive parents. And I think Lizzie also instigates a lot of his terrible
you're
behavior.
saying you're victim blaming, are you?
I'm just saying she fails a lot. So maybe just stop failing so much and he would have no ammo.
Oh, you see, like she is a clumsy girl.
She's such a klutz.
Oh,
she's
definition of a klutz.
She's the definition of a klutz. If you look up klutz in the dictionary, it's a picture of her and her brother filming her.
Yeah, it's a very detailed rendition. I don't know why Oxford
It makes up most of the dictionary.
Yeah, it's crazy how many pages of it's something like a fold out. It's very odd.
Yeah.
A lot of people were confused for years until the show came out and really gave them the context.
That's right. It's the only dictionary with centerfolds. People forget that.
Yeah.
Ironically, if you look up the word centerfold in it, it's a picture of you with that dictionary.
Oh yeah, just reading, going. It's sort of a meta irony thing that has not paid off until this conversation now. It's very weird. Anyway, she's singing. This word, I kind of forgot that what this movie was, so I guess good job of them to establish that she can kind of sing.
Is she singing?
She's lip syncing,
Right.
but it's good to know that was her passion at one point.
Yeah. Does Hilary Duff sing?
I think so.
The song at the end is her, right?
I think yes, but I feel like it's. I don't know what you call that Disney Channel Nickelodeon mold where it's like, oh, you're a child star? Well, we're gonna intermittently play your music video clips instead of ads. And that was every single girl and guy.
It must
for a
have
while.
sucked not being able to sing and
Oh.
being on Disney.
Yeah, it was just like, well, the second you turn 15, we're killing you. We're just gonna slaughter you. I'm sorry, that's just the way it happens.
Minnie's got the gun out.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Mickey's he's the mob boss, but Minnie's the big.
Minnie does the action,
Yeah.
and you know who cleans up the mess?
Yeah.
Fucking Goofy.
Oh yeah, he's lapping that shit up.
He's lapping it up. This song I know through Scooby-Doo 2.
Gotcha.
This is where they dance at the end of Scooby-Doo 2.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh, good for them. This I love. I don't know what it must be like 4 songs that was available to every music and like movie producer at the time.
Yeah.
because they're all in like this 2003 section.
Oh, there was a small crossover where it was the same fucking song over and over and over again, and Smash Mouth.
Yeah.
We have some. This is where we're also reminded of the cartoon,
Yeah.
which I had forgotten about before
Gotcha.
watching the movie, and I was like, "That's right, she has the cartoon."
Yes.
The cartoon in this opening scene hits the perfume like it's a bong, just full on inhales a good amount of it. It was pretty rough.
You've
to
never
watch.
been perfume high then. It's a thrill. You get visions, you see the cartoon dancing, it's an absolute nightmare, but it's a great 12-second high, followed by a cold 9-hour come down. But my God.
I'm not surprised. This is what Tom Ford has always wanted.
What?
Tom Ford in his perfume line.
Oh, gotcha, yes. He's less about the smell, more about the high.
He's all about the high. He's hoping everybody's cartoon self
Yeah.
is constantly on a high from Tom Ford perfume.
It's how he wrote Nocturnal Animals, I hear.
Absolutely. And a single man.
We're at graduation. They're finally getting out. Who's here? Sorry, who's not here? Miranda's not here. She's in New Mexico. Don't worry about her. She wasn't in the show, so don't even matter.
I've missed this. Who's that?
This show is 3. It's Lizzie McGuire, Miranda, and Gordo. It's like
Right.
it's pretty much like Hermione.
thought we were
it's-
missing
yeah,
someone.
it's like Harry Potter, Hermione, and Ron, and they're like, "Oh, Ron's gone on holiday. Don't worry, he's not in the 4th, 5th, 6th, or 7th book, but he's around, but he's not here."
That's what it's so interesting now that you've said that to me, because I thought she was missing having a friend.
Yes.
Like, Gordo's sort of there, but we know he's a bit of a love interest.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, where's just her friend?
And let's face it, a perv.
Oh,
But hey,
he's also a perv.
he's so down himself.
All of the boys in the movie, assholes. They all suck. Okay.
Yeah, for their own different ways. But yeah, Miranda's not here.
Okay.
And it's a hole that's been left.
Do you actually think it suffered without Miranda?
I think so.
Yeah.
Wait, what? Like,
Is she the Samantha?
Oh yeah, she's the glue essentially.
Yeah, okay.
But like this film is we'll chat about it, but it's 90 minutes and they've got a lot of montages to fill up that space where Miranda could have been.
Yeah, they've ripped it from
Yeah.
they've also filled all of that space with Lois from Family Guy.
Oh,
Who's doing everything she can.
to save the movie,
She's
and
doing
yet
well.
she does. And
She's
she does.
doing well.
Oh
I
my
loved
God.
her in this.
Oh, we'll get into Lois in a second. But anyway, yeah, we're at graduation. We get introduced to a couple. Again, Gordo, who's her male best friend. How do you explain Gordo?
Gordo is like the personification of a lonely turtle.
Yeah,
Poking his head out when he shouldn't,
yeah,
trying to be supportive, but ultimately a very miserable person.
yeah.
I am sure that there are probably listeners and people in our lives that we know that probably had a crush on Gordo.
Freaks, losers. But here's the thing: Gordo's just scraping you down. He's just grinding you down until you go, maybe.
He's a loyal friend.
Yeah.
I'll give him that.
But loyalty, why?
Yeah.
Why is he loyal?
He's the type of character that you know would turn on Lizzie if Lizzie rejected him.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like he feels
Go
entitled.
crazy, like write really mean blog posts, just like women. How could they?
Yeah.
You know.
He'd end up on one of those like nice guy Reddit screenshots. That's where Gordo's life is heading.
Thank God. I mean, we'll get to the end of Lizzie, but thank God she really avoided a pretty bad disaster.
I know they're at graduation, but there is a giant photo of Margaret Chan.
Yeah.
Did she die? And this is a memorial?
No, they established, so they're pretty much, she's the president. I don't remember her in the show, so maybe she's like quite pivotal in the show and also went to New Mexico.
Could they, because they were going to Rome, not afford the cast of the original show?
No, I guess not. They got Lizzie and Gordo, like, that'll do.
We'll have Hillary Duff twice.
Yeah.
That'll make up for it all.
No, but yeah, she's like the president, and then they're like, oh, she's sick.
It looks like an in memoriam.
It does look like she's died. I think the parents are covering up. They're like, let's get it through this graduation, and then we'll be like, okay, so she got run by a car, a few. It was messy.
It feels like the teachers have come up and just being like, did you write the eulogy yet? And Lizzie's like, that wasn't on me. And they're like, yes, it is. Go perform the eulogy right now.
By the way, she died. Here's her remains. Scatter them throughout the crowd.
I've already cremated her. You need to break that to the parents, Lizzie. Put that on the eulogy.
Yeah, so I like it. It's almost like they're like, well, the president's sick, the vice president isn't here, so you're the secretary, so technically you're now the president.
It was fun to be explained the hierarchy.
It really was. And then Lizzie's like, I just do petty cash. It's like, too fucking bad. Get up and do a 12-minute, do a tight 7.
The teacher's like, you can't buy your way out of this one. I'm like so sassy to her.
Oh, that's a catty teacher.
It also alludes to the idea that Lizzie's a corrupt treasurer.
Oh, yeah. I like the backstory that she has been taking for the petty cash thing.
I would love that's the only way she's able to get to Rome.
Oh, of course.
Is she's been stealing petty cash. I like a protagonist that lives in a moral grey area. And I think Lizzie is that.
And that's what the critics, when this came out, rewarded it, really. They were like, it's an ambiguous protagonist. It's really that. It's not a hero, not a villain, somewhere in the middle.
Yeah.
A perfect spot.
Yeah, Fincher took a lot of notes from this for Fight Club.
Yeah, pretty much.
Just like where...
He sort of saw the script. The script had been out for 7 years, so, until it finally landed on his
People
desk.
forget this was a very hype spec.
Yeah.
Very hype spec script. Drifting around Hollywood for a long time.
She gets and does a speech. It's a disaster.
Oh, it's absolutely terrible. She's like, I'll never live this down. The parents are like, it's not that bad.
Yeah.
But it is that bad.
Matt, her brother, has filmed it. I do like this as a running bit. He's uploaded it to like their equivalent of YouTube, and it's gone constantly throughout the film. It's like, that was on CNN.
Oh, the fact that it got on CNN, surely he's been paid enough.
Oh, yeah.
Matt doesn't need more money.
No, that's his arc. He's like, I've got to monetize her humiliation, which is like, we'll do that soon.
Okay, so they're going to hop onto their plane. They're going to go to Rome. Principal is played by Lois from Family Guy. That's how I know her. I know she has a name as an actress.
Yeah.
She's on Marvelous Mrs. Maisel. And I believe she's been on our show before as well.
What has she been on?
I feel like she's been on something else that we've reviewed.
Yeah, she's the fun friend in Catwoman.
She saves Catwoman.
She does save Catwoman, she saves this film.
All she does is she's an injection into any project she does. She saves it.
Yeah, pretty much.
Bless her.
It's such a fun character. She's pretty much like this principal that's like, I don't know, so rigid, so organized, and so just what would you call this, really?
I don't know. She is like a sergeant.
Yeah. She's running the school like the military,
Yeah.
but in such a fun way. Every
Absolutely.
interaction is like, we've got 4 minutes to see 32 interactions, not a second less.
She's been told she can improv some insult comedy,
Yeah.
as long as it can be G, and she's doing great.
Oh, she goes, right, that Gordo fella, he's getting done hard.
She goes all in on
Yeah.
Gordo. She's read the same. She has gone ahead in life and seen the result of the movie that we've seen, and God, he's a freak.
She's like, I'm either going to make him kill himself or going to make him do 1,000 times worse, because she goes hard on his stuff.
She wants to ruin him as a person. Now, I am confused when they get here and they say that we'll be in school with her for the next 4 years.
Yeah.
But I thought they were graduating.
I don't know if this is like a pre-high school thing, a holiday.
But then that would mean that they're all 14?
Yeah, they're all 14.
What?
This is a middle school sort of TV show.
You're kidding.
No, I'm not kidding.
These characters are meant to be 14
I think
years
some
old.
of them are like 17 in like real life. Yeah, they're maybe 14.
But I mean, like,
they're maybe 14.
Lizzie McGuire is like taller than her parents.
Grossbird. I feel like again, the critics were very rewarding of how she was displayed.
No wonder.
Height-wise.
Things should be a lot more terrifying about what she goes and does as a 14-year-old in Rome then.
I feel like I got the gravitas of the situation very clearly as a child. It seems like you just picked up on that in your mid-20s. I was terrified for her. I understood very clearly that she was in danger, and yet she was breaking the mold, huh?
It felt like, now that I know she was 14, this movie is just the beginning of Taken.
Yeah.
Just without the Taken.
Yeah, or the dad.
Yeah, well, the dad's there. He does
Dad's
come
there.
to. He does come to
He
Europe.
gets there like right at the end. Goes, right, we're going for a holiday or what?
He's like, I've got a particular set of skills, and they require me to be near the pool. Uh-oh.
Mojito in hand. All right, who took my kid order, huh?
So we get to Rome.
Yes.
Shall we know some of our listeners who have written in love us doing a little bit of a travel gaze.
I was gonna say, I don't think they do. I think we just want to brag about where we've been. And I knew for a fact we're going to brag about you being at Rome. Go on. How was it?
Well, you've been to Rome.
It's pretty stunning.
Yeah. But I just loved it that they're like, oh, Italians, they love hanging out by the fountain.
Yeah.
And I'm like, nobody likes this goddamn fountain.
No.
It is, you cannot get to it.
Can't get to it. They're pretty much, there's big signs everywhere. Like, there's pickpocketers. You're getting pickpocketed as you're reading the sign. The sign's a trick to get you to be pickpocketed.
It's the same with like turning around and flipping a coin in.
Yeah.
Again, that's just to take you off guard so somebody can rob you.
Oh, yeah.
So the fact that Paolo just chills around this area, you know he's a fucking scam artist.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah. And then apart from that, they constantly go to the same location and they make you think it's a different location 3 different times, but it's the same square at different vantage points.
Yeah.
I would recommend going to that square.
I would go to that square. And also, I mean, I don't think we've ever plugged our podcast. Check out Rick Steves. He is the best travel guide you're ever going to get. If there's one thing to take away from this episode, get Rick Steves. He is gorgeous.
Yeah, so what you're going to want to do is, and we learnt this from Rick Steves when we were in Rome, near the fountain, you're probably going to want to walk about 200 meters away, and then you'll find the coffee shop that started Starbucks, right? That's where the concept of Starbucks came from.
Yeah.
It was a really quick serve coffee shop. Get yourself a little espresso.
It's €1.
Oh, it's so cheap. Have it standing, knock it back, walk outside. What's across from it? One of the best gelatos you'll have. Delicious.
Rick's done his research. He's a world professional traveler. Stunning.
You'll learn about history.
Yeah.
You'll learn about it all.
Yeah.
He saved my trip.
Oh, constantly you get to a city like, what am I doing? He's like, I got you, baby. Hey, we're in Munich. Guess where we're going to walk around here? I'm like, you know it, Rick.
I will highly recommend his one in Austria. Because he has specifically a food one. Oh, and that is, he just knew where to fucking take you.
Fuck yeah.
Here's my hall pass.
For me. just
Anyone. I think he should be everybody's hall pass.
Oh, he should be fucking. I hope he's fucking.
I hope he is too.
But in beautiful little villas.
Oh my God. I would love to have him on. Rick, if you're listening, email in at wwwtpodcast@gmail.com.
I'll take Lisa, his little bitty.
Oh, Lisa! I forgot about Lisa.
Lisa is stunning. Oh my God.
The
Will they, won't they? I mean,
I don't know. It's the Ross and Rachel of our generation.
Yeah, for for travel podcasts.
If you've just not listened to that, rewind and listen to it.
Yeah.
And if you've listened to it, rewind and listen to it again. You're going to want to do it. Either way, don't go to the fucking fountain.
No.
Don't do what Lizzie does. She flips a coin into the fountain.
Yeah.
She makes a wish. She goes to give it to what's her friend's name?
Gordo.
She goes to give it to Gordo. Gordo goes, I'm in a room with my best friend. What do I have to wish for?
So pathetic.
Yikes.
Yeah, it's just, come on, won't you love me? Just really wearing down Lizzie. And finally Lizzie goes, oh, thank God, I could see a hot guy who looked at me the right way. Pablo. Paulo.
Oh, we love Paulo,
Yeah.
right? Paulo's like, let me whisk you away.
Yeah.
Shit. People start suddenly realizing that she looks like Isabella.
Yeah.
Now, Isabella is Paulo's singing partner, and they're going through some turmoil.
Yeah.
But maybe we're being lied to. Who's to know?
This threw me because I don't remember this movie at all. I did think this was going nowhere, and then wow, what a twist.
Okay, so this is the one thing I do remember about the movie is Paulo being the villain.
Yeah.
Because I was shattered.
Oh, why can't I be whisked away by a little Italian man, huh?
Oh my God. It made me realize I can't trust men.
Yeah.
And that was a big thing from this.
Yeah, before this, what was it, a year ago you watched it? Well, they're done.
See, I said I'm off. I'm not doing it anymore. Okay, so
It's Princess and the Pauper, essentially.
Yeah,
it's the pop star, Princess and the Pauper.
it's
star.
crazy how often we've done this plot. We've probably done it 4 times
I
on the
think
podcast.
Disney has like a mold. They're just like, listen, do you want the Princess and the Pauper script?
Yeah.
And we'll just find a replacement.
What it's like Monte Carlo, this Princess, the Barbie.
Yeah.
There's been so many that use this concept.
Yeah.
Over and over and over again. And you understand why, because it hits every fucking time.
I was gonna say, what is this like? Is this like a fantasy that's like being fulfilled?
Must be.
Money. What am I talking about? Yeah.
no.
Oh, fame and wealth. Yeah, no, I want that too.
So Paulo's like, if you want to
Yeah.
be in Europe with me and have an adventure, meet me back at the fountain later.
Yes.
Lizzie, she doesn't want to do it. She's holding a giant thing of cheese. I don't know how she got it, but she's got it.
A small peasant girl
Yeah.
gave it to her.
I do like that at this stage, Lois walks out of the cafe and is like, oh, I don't trust him. Keep your eyes on your money. Keep your money in your front pocket.
She's got so many great lines.
Yeah.
Like I have only positive things about to say about her character.
Yeah.
It just like every time she's on screen, it's like that's fun. Good for her.
So Lizzie comes up with the idea that she is going to pretend to be sick.
Yes.
She does an awful performance of
Dreadful.
being sick.
The doctor rocks up and he's like, well, she's not hot, she's not cold, she's fully dressed under the sheets, we can see. And quite frankly, she's got this wry smile that she's ready to pounce at any time. But quite frankly, if she's pretending to be sick in Rome, the best fucking city in the world, then she better be fucking sick. Like, what a crazy doctor to be like, if I was here, I would not pretend to be sick.
And then as who I assume is the smartest person in the world, Lois is like, fair? Leave her be?
Yeah, leave her be.
C'est la
Unattended.
vie.
C'est la vie. We're going to go to a lot of Greek temples. Roman temples? I don't know where they're going to.
Oh, I don't know what they're doing. She's like, we got to see 32 today. And I was
Yeah.
like, I saw 5, and
Yeah.
that was great for a week.
Yeah. Have you tried pasta? Just lots of pasta and wine.
I know. There's one character that's obsessed with just getting spaghetti.
That's Ethan.
I thought Ethan knew what he was doing.
He's the love interest in the TV show, and he's a bit of a fool. And
Does she get over him?
well, he's kind of like the boy toy, but maybe like Gordo and her. It's a him. It's a real it's a Rachel moment. Huh?
Did the movie come out after the show, or
After
did the show then
after the
continue?
show. No, I think the show was done.
Right. So this is essentially the end.
Yeah,
for
pretty
all
much.
characters.
Yes.
Huge.
Yeah.
Huge.
It's great, honestly. Kate and Ethan getting together, that's a fan favorite.
Yeah.
That's huge for them.
Really?
Yeah.
Massive. I wasn't aware Kate existed
That's
outside of the show.
No, she's here, Lizzie's antagonist.
Really?
Yeah.
But she's so lovely here.
That's the thing. And although we did say it's character assassination for Lizzie or one of them, this is really a moment for Kate.
This is
redemption.
This
in the
is
eyes.
Kate's film.
3 seasons of just tormenting Lizzie and
Yeah.
Miranda, who's absent.
Yeah.
And what a payback!
This is her Fury Road.
It doesn't make sense she gets so nice, but hey, fuck it.
Oh, it's a very sudden switch.
Yeah.
So I can only imagine if she's been like that for a very long time.
Yeah.
This makes no sense.
Oh no, not in the slightest.
But good for her.
Good for her,
Good for
huh?
Kate.
Good for Kate.
Crawling back into our hearts. Our rags to riches. So they come up with, they decide they're going to leave Lizzie behind because, as the doctor says, the nervous system will collapse after intensive humiliation.
Yes.
And I thought, fair.
You know what? I think they've nailed it. They're pretty much like, I saw it on CNN. That was the most embarrassing thing I've ever seen. If I was her, I'd probably be bedridden. I'd be so physically ill with myself, I'd be like, nah, not enjoying myself.
I also noticed at this point, the rooms they're staying in are stunning.
Oh, that's all Roman rooms. They're just like, that's the shittiest hostel we could find. A palace. It costs 16 euros for the night.
The main thing I remember about Rome is their doors are just fucking heavy. They're the most weighty doors you'll ever open.
Well, because you need to like stop people from coming in. They had the whole, people attacking them, and they thought, you know what? We just have some heavy doors. People can't get in.
Somebody listened to Rick Stein's podcast.
So Lizzie's free now. She's jumped out of bed, fully clothed, and she's like, let's go on a montage to fill the runtime.
This is where she absolutely would have her kidney stolen or would be kidnapped.
Oh, yeah.
A 14-year-old hops on the back of a moped with an Italian 17-year-old.
Who claims to be a pop star.
It's just...
We've all fallen for that trick. That's the oldest trick in the book.
They're also being followed by a man in a car, which I think should really have her imagination spiraling about what situation she's got
Harley's
into.
like, oh, that's my bodyguard, Sergio.
He likes
good.
knives.
Yeah, loves putting knives in his mouth, just like holding it like a pirate. That's just his thing.
He's big and he's surly and he'll get you. They get stopped in traffic.
Yeah.
And behind them is the school bus.
Yes.
Which has Lois on it.
Oh my
So
God.
maybe she will get caught.
This is fucked up.
I have no idea why, because they are in a moped, they do not go around the traffic.
No. This happens about 3 times in the film where Lizzie's doing something at Apollo and the school somehow is there.
They're
and
constantly there.
And constantly it's just like, how are we going to get away? It's like, why don't we just face the other way? And they would never suspect.
I'm sure the school wasn't at their just like their dance practice.
Yeah.
In the hall being given a private tour.
My God,
just
how
like,
did we get here?
no, why does this keep happening to us, Paolo?
But I do love it. Gordo's like, I'll distract the principal, Lois. And he's like, hey, did we miss a thing? And then the principal goes for the goddamn jugular. She's like, you're such a little brown nose, and you're never going to be a man.
You are pathetic.
Yeah.
And if I had my way, you wouldn't be on this trip at all.
I'm looking for any excuse
Yeah.
for you just to die.
I wish you didn't exist. How does that feel? Tell me with your words.
Gordo's like, yep, Lizzie got away. Good job. Ooh, pretty.
Thanks, guys.
Ooh. He's doing a lot for her, and she's giving him nothing in return. Classic nice guy, but he's going to go off the rails
Oh,
soon.
he's going to go off the rails so
And
bad later in life.
Lois is just waiting for that to happen. She's like, I'm planting the seeds, I'm about to reap, and I'm going to sow.
She is going to wreck his life in a way that is so spectacular. I wish they made a movie about it. Like just Lois versus Gordo, the downfall of a nice guy.
An incel, that a teacher is so spiteful to an incel that wants to see them implode is not good, but like you kind of want to see it, don't you?
Absolutely. Just Lois is poking his self-esteem with a stick.
Oh, he's vulnerable? Yeah, no, we're going to get him real.
Just gotta twist that knife. Gordo, how dare you talk to a superior?
Yeah.
Get back to the end of the bus. Don't even talk to him. Your one best friend's sick in bed. Didn't want to hang with you.
He doesn't even talk to any women. That's right. You're a loser. You're nothing.
Who here on the bus thinks Gordo's pathetic? Raise your hand.
You get an extra point if you do for your credits. Oh, I didn't even need to offer that. They'd already raised their hands so quickly.
Raised their hands. Keep your hand raised if you're happy for me to take away 10 points of credit. Wow, they kept it up, Gordo. That's how passionate they are about it. Sit down.
You're nothing. He's like, do it for you, Lizzie. One kiss will make it all worth it. She's like, no, it won't. You're going to cry regardless.
11 tears coming out of his single eye, just torpedoing down. All right, so the media has made an assumption, and that's that Lizzie McGuire is Isabella.
Yes.
And she's ended up on the front page of a magazine.
She's blonde now. This is huge for Isabella.
Now, this gets the attention of Matt and his best friend back home. I have no idea.
She's in the show.
She's in the show as well?
She's in the show.
What do we think of that dynamic?
I think it works really fun.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. In the show, it works great.
Yeah.
Like, he's like a skeeving little boy, and she's like, listen, cunt, you need to get some goddamn admin, okay? If you want these schemes to work, you gotta put in the goddamn work.
She wants money to be made.
Yes. She's a hustler. She's an entrepreneur.
Why does he hate his sister so much?
That's just, I think that's what you have to do.
Yeah.
It's a kid's program. The younger brother has to hate the sister.
Were you like this with your sister?
Yes, constantly scheming on them and whatnot. I was trying to extort them for money all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. The only one that doesn't happen with is Phineas and Ferb, but they mentally fuck over Candace quite a bit. Like, ruin her psyche. In a way. But yeah, you have to do this.
All right, so they end up going to Paolo takes Isabel. Oh, sorry, Paolo takes Lizzie McGuire to go and meet all of his like music friends.
Yes.
They are pretty fine with assuming she's Isabella.
I mean, you kind of would if you found someone identical. Like if I met you on the street and you were identical to you and you had like blonde hair, you're like, hey, it's me, Carl. I'd be like, well, all right, let's go record a podcast, man.
But if I was so acutely American...
Well, here's the thing about everyone's Italian accents. They're not that great.
What? Sacre bleu!
I found out that Paolo was not Italian. He's from Massachusetts. So, yeah. No one's doing like... She was like, ciao bella. It's like, okay, well, maybe she's gone for America. Like, good you dropped that weird accent you were doing.
When Hilary Duff does come on board doing an Italian accent, it is so intensely Russian. You're thrown by how anyone believes she is an Italian person.
It is very Russian, isn't it?
It's so Russian. It's like they didn't tell her she wouldn't be Russian.
No, she was like, where are we filming? Russia? They're like, yeah, sure, yeah. Dude, what's your Russian? Da. She's like, okay, that'll work.
The dialect code's like, we've been told you're going to film in a city of love and pasta, so I have assumed it's Moscow, and we will be getting into your Russian accent right now.
Start with both I'm pretty sure we're doing this. Anyway, here's so much vodka and cigarettes.
Have a gallon of vodka, I will get you a glass of milk.
Yeah. That'll wash it down.
So they're doing
a little fashion montage, right?
Yeah, we get a little fashion montage.
They're just running up the time.
Yeah, absolutely. Anytime a montage started, I went and did a chore.
Oh, it's crazy. They're like, here's the full 3-minute song. We've got some footage for you. It was really easy to do. It really killed some time.
We've got a lot of brawl.
Yeah.
A lot of brawl.
Because it feels like one of the 20-minute TV show episodes stretched out to an hour. They gone, film's 90 minutes? Ugh, God. Okay, well, we'll stretch out everything.
That's why they keep cutting back to the parents.
Yeah, but like...
Just doing, like, washing dishes.
Yeah. That was crazy. They were like, should we go to Rome? They're like, we'll think about it. Should we just wash up a bit? What are you doing in your life, huh?
I'm shocked that they didn't just turn on the TV and watch a 20-minute episode of Seinfeld. They played that.
It's not even like one of those like clever things where it's like the Seinfeld episode has something to do with like the movie they're in. It's just, soup Nazi, huh?
Yeah, no, it's not even that. It's a generic episode towards the end of season 5.
Yeah, it's a duddy. It's sort of a dud one.
They're just like, but wife, I've nearly finished season 5 of Seinfeld.
All right, everyone gather around. We'll watch the episode.
Especially Matt, who adores the show.
He's really into that 90s comedy, you know? He really understands what he's always like, what is observational humor is his thing. Why is it a phone book, huh?
Why is it called that? What's the deal with that?
He's not very good at observational humor. He just knows, he sort of just goes looking at things and goes, well, ironing board? What's that? He really hasn't got the jerryness of it all.
If I could ask one thing of Matt, I would be like, Matt, what's the deal with your suitcase? Why have you got it filled with blackmailing items?
It is odd. He's like, I've carried a lot of tapes. I'm going to film my sister do something so humiliating, and then I'm going to sell it to the highest bidder.
Crazy.
It's a crazy arc that he's got on the side.
Crazy he's made that a carry-on.
Yeah.
As well. Put it in luggage. Why open it up next to your dad before the flight's even taken off?
What's a flight attendant look? The TSA look at that going, phew. I mean, it's not a terrorist, but it's weird. It's not good.
It's enough that we should report him.
Yeah.
Somebody sedate him.
It's just easier that way.
Yeah. He's just, what's that, like little sleeper hold on the neck that just knocks you out?
Oh, yeah.
The flight attendant's like,
We do it to most children. It's a lot easier.
Anybody else want to have a quick nap on the flight?
It's 45 minutes. I'll do an hour if you want. Pinchy, pinchy, pinchy.
Remember, if I don't pinch it right, you will die.
Oh, yeah. If I hit a nerve, it is paralysion from the bottom.
The kid wakes up and is like, I can't feel myself from my neck down. And she's just like, what can you do?
What can you do?
Shouldn't have brought a briefcase onto a flight.
He was asking for it at that point, you know? So they finish their montage. Lizzie races home. I do like, although he's a terrifying body protector, what's his name? Sergio? I think honestly, him and the principal, my favorite characters. Sergio's a kind man, you know? He's trying to protect Lizzie from the lie she's built around herself. He's covering up like with umbrellas and stuff. But yeah, she jumps back in bed and then Kate walks in. This has been her enemy for 3 seasons, Carl.
Yeah.
How do they deal with this, huh?
By just having her say fair.
Yeah.
And they're all good.
All good. It's character growth smashed into a couple of seconds. But hey, I think, you know, here's the thing. That's the Miranda hole. You need someone to be friendly with.
Well, I bought it hook, line, and sinker.
Yeah.
Because I just assumed they...
You thought they were just kind of neutral.
I just assumed she was a brand new character for this.
No. A cruel character. A mean character.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, how was I to know?
You should have watched Wait, I told you the prerequisite was 3 seasons of Lizzie McGuire. I watched
You'd given me so much research, I simply couldn't. I did too much for Five Nights at Freddy's and it paid off in 0 ways.
Yeah, Kate's just like, hey, that's all good, Lizzie. You do what you're doing. You're sneaking off, 14-year-old in Rome? Well, what am I to say, huh?
Now, at this stage, we have not been revealed Paolo's plan.
Yeah.
But because I knew where the movie was going from memory, his plan coming together makes no sense and is so full of failure. It's crazy he thought maybe it would work.
Yeah. Here's the plan. What's the plan?
So his plan is to get Hilary Duff to pretend to be Isabella live on stage, get her to lip sync but actually sing with the microphone off, and then turn the microphone up, thus making it seem like she can't sing, when Paolo can actually not sing, and he will be lip syncing as well next to her, even though Isabella's in the same country and can also deflate the entire situation with ease.
Yeah.
And I think she's broken up with him because he can't sing, and she's going to have a solo career?
Yes.
And he wants to have a solo career and ruin her career.
Even though he can't sing.
Yeah.
It's very high risk, very low reward.
Oh, it's also intensely convoluted.
Convoluted, and it seems like at any point could be foiled.
Oh, so quickly.
If those two are just seen for a second in the same room, it's done.
Crazy that he was like, no, you need to sing and I'll just have the music be loud. And she was like, but you're not singing. And he's like, that's because I'll sing on the day.
Yeah, on the day. We'll just wait until the day. We'll get to the day and we'll figure it out. It's crazy. His plan was to get on stage at the same time as her and then show up that he could sing, but he can't sing. Does he think he can sing? Like, is he that, like, delusional?
No,
I don't think so.
Yeah. Well, he knows he has to lip sync.
Yeah.
So he can't sing.
It's crazy what he does, but for some reason, he's like, all right, cool, that's my plan. I think I'm going to spend most of it, though, seducing Lizzie McGuire.
Oh, yeah. So we do have these
What's
scenes
his
where
plan?
he's... I don't know.
Wait, was his plan... Did he know that she existed, or did he see her at the fountain and go, great, I've just thought...
Yes, I think it popped into his head in that moment.
It makes sense, because it's a crazy plan.
Oh, it's the type of plan a 14-year-old can come up with.
On the spot.
Yeah, it makes sense. Like, I mean, because we find out later that the bodyguard isn't in on it.
Yeah.
And I would have just assumed the bodyguard would be.
Well, that's a poor assumption, Carl. Sergio's a kind man. He would never do this to Lizzie.
He is intensely invested in Lizzie McGuire's happiness for some
course.
reason.
Well, aren't we all? As the audience, aren't we a surrogate for Sergio's concern?
Okay. So anyway, we're getting close to the big day.
Yes.
Gordo throws himself onto a grenade for Lizzie.
Yes.
And gets himself kicked off the trip.
Yeah.
This child's acting of sadness when he looks out that elevator window did crush me.
That's the Gordo stare, okay? Similar to the Kubrick stare, they've been using it for years. Many actors draw upon this scene here. It is... You're right. It brings gravitas to the scene, doesn't it not?
It does. If you have ever seen The Curious Case of Benjamin Button, scenes like this are blasted through that film. Just blasted through it.
I love that... But here's the thing, it's malicious, like, stare, because you just think he's also trying to use it to get Lizzie to love him.
He's baiting.
Yeah.
He's baiting.
He's really pulling it on. He's like, oh, aren't I poor? And I've just broken my heart for Lizzie. If only she could, like, I don't know, kiss me. That'd be, like, sick.
He is playing three-dimensional chess but unfortunately he's playing against the Queen's Gambit.
Oh,
right? And
snaps of that.
Yeah,
snaps
right.
Of that.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And Lizzie is playing. She's playing make believe with a fake Twitter. So really, they're both playing very different
Playing
games.
checkers with her nose.
Yeah,
That's what
I'm
she's
pretty
doing.
sure that Kate's playing Fortnite. It's just a bit of a nightmare.
Kate's playing like
no crossplay really.
cups with no arms.
Smacking some cups. You remember cups as a kid? You just. Are you talking about stacking cups? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, that's cups, right?
Yeah, I guess.
What
Pitch
game was that
Perfect.
that you would just stack cups?
That was cups.
That you had to stack it up quickly and de-stack it really
Yes.
quickly?
Well, yes.
Got a bunch of cups behind you. Do we give it a try?
I wouldn't mind. But I will say this. I feel like Cups came about at the same time Pitch Perfect also came with that Cup song.
Oh, yeah.
It was a big Cup year.
Well, that's the reason
2013.
everybody had cups.
Oh, yeah.
That's how they
Beforehand,
knew.
beforehand, it was a useless vessel for water. But now it's a toy and a little a shitty musical thing you can do.
It really reinvigorated cups.
Yeah.
The monopoly that cups had on cups.
Oh, my God.
Wow.
Cups was up.
Cups was up.
And they were all playing it, except for Lizzie, who was playing 3D chess. Gordo, I think, was playing, I don't know, checkers. And I'm pretty sure the principal was playing some sort of backgammon. Either way, it was a mess of a toy box.
Absolutely.
And a bad analogy.
It's what it is. You can't spell cups without ups.
Gordo is broken.
He's down on the dumps.
He's down the dumps. He's at the airport, again, unsupervised. It's crazy. They're like, you're 14, you can figure it out. Go aboard an
The
international flight.
principal's gone, find your way home
Yeah.
in the middle of Rome.
It's only 9 o'clock at night. You can, I don't know, ferry a taxi or something. Figure it out. Well, how much money you got on you? Oh, none? Just sell yourself, you know?
Yeah. Just bum around the airport until we all have to go.
Yeah.
Because it's not like she would have the power to send him packing. Is she going to buy him a ticket?
No, I've got no idea. There's no other, it's crazy no other teacher. Anyway, he has such a stroke of luck. He's pretty much like, well,
He's ready to throw himself in front of a plane.
Yeah, pretty
which
much.
Is, as
a
I
hard
understand,
feat. A hard feat.
yeah, is one of the top 10 worst ways to try and off yourself.
Yeah, it's real tough. You really got to try and sneak onto
Getting through the double glazed windows is tough enough.
That's really hard.
Onto the tarmac.
Yeah, and you want to do the front of the plane because that's a bit more comedic. Where if you get the jet engine, that's just pretty.
It's
grim.
an L.
It's a grim.
It's a grim L.
Yeah. Luckily though, he sees Isabella just chilling at the
Thank
airport.
God.
Thank God.
Seconds before he's about to
He
do
was
it.
just about to. He's like, all right, the double glazed windows can wait. Let me see if this Isabella thing can work out. He chats. It's crazy. She's like, essentially, what this mega pop star, and there's like 2 bodyguards, and he's like, hey, can we just quickly powwow a little bit about this whole situation? She's like, yeah, all right, what's going on?
Yeah, she's all in.
Yeah.
She's like, you know her name, Lizzie McGuire?
Yep.
I'll listen to you.
Yeah, it's crazy. She's like a magazine, like, who's this blonde girl? And he's like, that's Lizzie McGuire. She's like, well, that fact checks out. I guess we better, should we hatch a scheme to foil Paolo? Yes.
So she's arrived at the same time the Lizzie McGuire's parents have also arrived.
Yes.
So they're all there. They've realized that they've been lied to. And Ethan's like...
Even nails it.
Ethan's like, oh, this is the plot of what's happened.
Yeah, here, gather around. She's a pop star. She's faking it. Isabella's gonna come over there. She's doing a whole lip sync
And
thing.
they're going to the music video awards.
Yeah.
He's like, pretty cool, right?
Yeah.
And frankly, once he said that, I was like, that is pretty cool.
Yeah.
And she shouldn't get in trouble. Imagine not taking up that opportunity.
Oh yeah, no, 100%. We've all been offered that, and you feel like a goddamn fool if you don't do it.
I turned it down. It's the biggest mistake of my life.
2013, it was such a good year, and you wasted it.
It's the one time I felt like throwing myself in front of a plane.
Which way, jet engine or front way?
I thought I deserved the back.
Oh.
I deserved the L.
That's a grim way to go.
Yeah.
The tires just kind of crushing you up when you go there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just carried a little bit up and then,
Like Toy Story, you know?
yeah, just gonna Toy Story myself
I gotta
off.
tell you, I would have loved as a kid to play with all I wanted to do was play around in a plane. Like Toy Story 2 made it look so endearing, and I don't think it should have. I wanted to like sneak around in the bottom of the plane.
I know. I'm disappointed I was born letting children do what they fucking want on a plane. Remember they used to just let a child like go into the cockpit and play numbers?
Here's a crawl space. You just gotta find something there. A pack of cigarettes, smoke them. Fuck it. It's 2000.
I was born too late in life. I missed out playing on planes and playing with cups.
Yeah.
It was all downhill.
It was all downhill. You did get the VMA spot for 2016, and listen, second chance, you nailed it.
It's true. Although I was completely undercut. I was the one that came up with the line, Miley, what's good? But I was snookered by Nikki at the last minute.
If you watch that, if you look back, you kind of go, you see, like, hand up, go.
You see me about to say it.
And then Nikki just takes it, doesn't she?
She does.
She was rude. You were chatting amongst it before. She was... it's a whole thing, you know. Check out the video, though.
Check out the video. You can see me
Carl
in it.
in the background.
You can see me in it. It's the second time I've ever wanted to throw myself in front of a plane. Okay, so we get to the concert. Paolo is there with Isabella.
Yeah.
Lizzie's there with Paolo.
Yeah.
She gets told about what Paolo's plan is and that he's a manipulative liar.
Crushed me.
Suddenly, Lizzie has to choose between Paolo and Gordo. It's got to choose between the two O's.
Isabella makes such a great statement. She's like, you've known that guy for the pretty much most of your life. You met that guy yesterday. And Lizzie's like, it is a tough one, isn't it? It's a 50-50. You don't know what you want to do.
Yeah.
She really mulls it a bit.
She does really
And you know
mull it.
what? Fair enough. Gordo's doing that sad little smile like, come on.
Every time she looks at Paolo, he's putting on the teeth. He's looking great.
He's unbuttoned a shirt or two.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, oh, damn.
He's just giving Italy.
Yeah.
You know? And Paolo's there just giving sad.
Gordo's just absolutely... he's ruined Rome, I'll say it.
I would
The
never...
decline of Rome is Gordo arriving.
The fall of the Roman Empire is all on Gordo. They go out on stage and Paolo's plan falls apart so quickly.
It couldn't happen quicker. Like,
Yeah.
he pretty much goes with this smug little smile, like, here's Lizzie McGuire, isn't she a loser? And then Isabella's like, yeah, but I'm also lip syncing. And he's like, oh no. And then he sings, they turn him up, and it is such a failure.
It is crazy. We have the iconic line of "Sing to me, Paolo,"
Yeah.
which I assume you went wild for.
You couldn't contain me in my seat. That was the issue with this. I was pissing everywhere.
Bouncing off walls.
Pissing
Wow.
with excitement. I feel like people don't use that as an adjective, but I was pissing. I was
You're bringing it. You're
Yeah.
bringing it back.
Let's just say I was to the brim of piss. That's how excited I was.
Huge for that line.
A wet line. That's what they're calling it.
That's why this was such a big spec script.
When people read that line and went, I am pissing everywhere. It's involuntary. I'm just leaking piss.
Yeah. Everyone remembers the Hollywood Pissgate of 93.
Yeah, I mean, but when that script came on the scene, you had to get your hands on
To do
it.
it. People hadn't been
Why
pissing.
were they pissing?
People weren't pissing that hard since The Sixth Sense.
The same year.
Same here.
Big piss off, really. It really was a pissing match.
Yeah, so we have the Sing to Me Paolo bit. And then he's forced to sing. Isabella's like, go for it, sing. And he goes for it, knowing he can't. So I don't know why.
Listen, I like a Hail Mary. I was like, maybe I'm great. Like, it's kind of endearing. Like, you're kind of loving. It's like, maybe he thought he's protagonist. Like, maybe I didn't need the lip syncing. Maybe it was in me all along. And, egg on his face. He opens his mouth, going, ah! And, oh, God, you can see him going, damn, I was the villain. I really thought Lizzie and that Gordo freak were the villains.
Imagine if they had made the choice for him to just pay off.
It was all in me all along.
He had the hero's journey all along.
Well, it's a grey area, this script. All the characters are very grey. You don't really know where the wants and needs are.
If he nailed that note and then it just cut to like Lizzie, Isabella, and Gordo being hung at the stake, and him being a superstar in the background, and it's just like, wow, Paolo really got everything he wanted.
Really got what he wanted. It's a truer tale to life, really. Sometimes these wacky schemes pay off, and you've yet to see that in a script, really.
He is grossly humiliated.
I did remember, he's 14, and the paparazzi so you're a failure, huh? Snap! What you do with your life now? Your brother's ruined.
Extra, Paolo can't sing.
Those little Roman children are they're quick with the press.
It's the only way to get a newspaper. They're on every corner.
I would love to flick a little nickel and then read a paper and I want to time travel and be like, oh no, here's the date. That is such a dream of mine.
Oh, the dream is it's a shame we don't I mean, we still have newspapers, but who fucking buys them?
Oh, no.
But I feel like I would love a newspaper.
Oh, yeah.
I've gotten really into magazines recently.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I got a lot of cooking magazines. Look at that one up there, that Italian one.
Oh, that does look nice.
It is delicious.
I like the idea of flicking for a magazine. Does sound quite nice.
It's good, you know. You put your look at my little post-it notes, so I know which meals I want to cook.
I love that. It's pretty much just favoriting TikToks of cooking, but
Absolutely.
a bit more analog.
Yeah, that's right. And also, I've realized you just can't trust a TikTok.
Some are good, and then some are like, hey, this. Some of them don't give you the timings, the temperature, how long you're meant to wait. They're just like, I think they're more like look good, rather than
absolutely.
how to make this.
Like they can only be in a magazine because they've been through a test kitchen.
Yeah,
things on TikTok have not been through a test kitchen.
No, there's no fact checking there.
Because I'm 50-50 for cooking good meals off Reels and TikToks. Okay,
they're not good. You need. I think the ones that give you like a full breakdown of the recipe are the good ones.
Yeah. The ones that it's legitimized if they've got a blog that is overly long, but has photos of them making the meal.
Yes.
So you know they've made the fucking
But those
meal.
like more aesthetic ones with just like the music on, the boys that are just like rubbing it all, like pretty much looking sexy while like making a steak. I'm like, no, don't trust you.
Yeah.
Don't trust
Oh
ya.
my God. I would never ever trust a meal made by a shirtless man.
No.
Okay. Real people put a shirt on when they cook.
Have you ever had grease spit on your little
Oh my
nipples?
God.
It is painful.
Yeah, of course I have.
Yeah.
I'm a man, of course. We've all had the dream of cooking without a shirt on.
It's so sexy until it's not.
Until it's not.
Yeah, like Harlow's career. Anyway, the song goes great. Lizzie and Isabel sing "This Is What Dreams Are Made Of."
And who doesn't know this song?
Who doesn't know the song, and who didn't skip the song because I remember it being quite long, and they were flushing out the film.
And also the director's trying to minimize the amount of times he puts two Lizzie McGuires on screen.
Yeah, he's like, how much does it cost to merge this? No, we'll just do singles.
You forget they would have shot this on film, so it would have been a nightmare.
Him winding up the camera like, God damn it, this is going to be so expensive.
It's like when you realize the Parent Trap costs like $70 million.
Yeah, it's the Avatar of the time. It's just two Lindsays with like a big pole in the middle of every shot, just like, how do we do it? Everything gets wrapped up. Ethan and Kate get back together. I think this is fantastic.
This is also a really iconic moment, and I think it's recent. I don't know, because I've seen it on something. And I didn't realize it was from this, but he is known in this scene of having such a clean slurp of spaghetti.
Oh, I'd never know. What is this?
Have you never seen
No,
that?
I've never seen
I feel
this.
like when it's popped up, it's been viewed by like 4 million people.
I've not seen this.
Yeah.
Wait, he's doing like eating
When
spaghetti.
he does it, he puts it in and slurps it up, no mess. One continuous shot,
Damn.
really well.
I did think. I mean, I saw him do the spoon. I thought because his character's a bit oafish, but he did the spoon quite well.
Well, it's because he does a clean slurp and then delivers a clean line of dialogue. So
damn.
it's really impressive.
That's a pro. Fuck.
Yeah. And so,
Okay.
I don't know who pointed it out, but I noticed it really intensely here.
Okay, I might check it out.
Yeah, check out
Yeah.
the scene again.
I was gonna be like, their love's eternal, but this spaghetti
is.
thing, the spaghetti thing seems more interesting.
Yeah. She introduces him to carbs, and she's going to introduce him to kindness.
Yeah.
It's going to be
I
beautiful.
like their arc quite a
Yeah,
bit.
look at
The
them go.
principal and Sergey get dirty with it.
God,
You know it's filthy. You know it's
Filthy.
goddamn filthy.
I'd watch their spin-off.
Oh, it would be a tight 90.
Absolutely, it would. Available in the Oxford Dictionary. Hot as
Oh
hell.
yeah, it's a spread out. You know, you got it's a centerfold
Yeah.
of just them getting absolutely dick down.
They're one of those centerfolds that folds out and then down.
Yeah,
That's the
it's
what
hefty.
you're getting, and
It's
that's
good
mostly
shit.
Sergio.
Yeah, and then we get the tragedy that is Lizzie and Gordo kissing.
So what a shame.
It's just him going, "Can we kiss, please?" Two hands out, just begging, like, "Come on."
Give me
I
something.
did a lot for you.
I snuck into a concert.
My arc was doing lies and getting absolutely destroyed. My ego's destroyed by that mean woman getting fucked by Sergio in the next room. Please kiss me. And
I'm
she's
so
like,
frail. That's why we're on a rooftop. So if you don't kiss me, I could just end it right now.
they go straight to the airport and get the third plane. They kiss, but are we happy about it?
No.
I'm sure some of our listeners.
Let us know if you were happy Gordo got.
Big Gizzy Sands. You ship Gizzy?
Oh, I hate the name.
That's it. Is that a Lorzo?
I like Lorzo.
You like Lorzo? I'm back to shipping them. Nah, it's Gizzy Lorzo.
Gross.
Nah, everyone was more of a Mizzy, Miranda
Let us
and
know
Lizzie.
if you were a fan of Gordo at askwwwtpodcast@gmail.com.
gmail.com.
I'd love to know if you liked Gordo as a character. Why?
Yeah.
Why?
I mean, I remember him being better in the TV show. I think the Miranda of it all really separated it all.
Yeah, I know. It's now that again, it's crazy that once you told me they were missing a character,
Yeah.
you feel that there should be.
There is. You need that.
Because I think that's probably why Kate steps up.
I think so,
and
because
fills that role.
Because it would be Miranda in her room.
Yeah.
Maybe like Kate's also there. It just would have worked a lot better. But
Yeah.
I think she was.
Maybe then Miranda would have gotten with Ethan.
Yeah. It's just there's better stuff that could have happened.
Yeah. Oscar, who would watch the Lizzie McGuire movie?
This has been pretty pleasant. This was a pretty pleasant one. You can tell they've stretched it out. It probably wasn't meant to be a movie, but you know what? They went to Rome. It's pretty bog standard, which isn't like glowing, but for this podcast, yeah. I haven't got anything to say. It's pretty neutral. It's pretty by the books. What do you think?
Yeah, sure. It's not for me.
Oh, it's not for me. I'm not saying it's
but
great.
You're right though. It's very background fodder.
Yeah.
Like, but who do you think it's for?
Okay. Nowadays, I don't know if people would find this nostalgic because my partner was very keen to watch it. And then I was like, do you really want to watch it? No. So I don't know if it's like I think they're fond memories. I guess if you really want to go to Rome and you can't get Rick Steves' amazing podcast on download, I guess this is an alternative, but a weaker one. Yeah.
Yeah, I high recommend for listening to his Rome retrospective.
Yes. Yeah.
Free on Apple Podcasts.
Oh, it's stunning.
Who do I think it's for? This movie obviously had a huge impact on a generation. For I think
everyone that wants to go to Europe,
it's because of this. Yeah. This is the amount of people that we know from Australia that went to Europe last year.
I'd say
they were there because of this.
They were here for Lizzie. Okay,
Yeah.
They were walking around like, oh shit, is there a doppelganger of me? That's a pop star that I don't know about Italy. It happened to about 12 girls we know. And 2 guys, but one of them was an actual pop star.
True. One of them was Harry Styles.
Yeah, it was a whole thing.
Yeah.
It was. They did find love. You know, it was actually quite good for them. Everyone else are tragic.
One of the girls we know looks exactly like Robbie Williams.
Yeah.
And had this whole thing play out.
Yeah, it was a bit more older, maturer, but it worked out pretty well.
Much heavier drugs involved in the plot.
Yes. Everyone was kind of a bit heroin-y up.
Yeah,
but
it's a wild Instagram story when it plays out. You'll be seeing a Netflix version of it.
Yeah, it's like Zola. It's like all tweets, but just an Instagram story. They based the whole movie on 5 stories.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah, who do I think it's for? It feels like a location movie for a generation. Just like a Roman holiday for kids.
Yeah.
It's actually just sort of a vibe in Rome.
Yeah.
And not a lot else.
Kind of like Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, but instead of LA in the 70s, it's Rome in 2003.
Yeah, and less feet.
Yeah, less feet.
It feels like it harkens back to a time when going to a foreign city would be enough for your movie to be interesting.
Yeah, that's so true. It's like, we're in Belarus,
Isn't it crazy that this thing that's usually American is not in America this time? And that's enough for some people.
Yeah.
That was enough for people in that Spider-Man Far From Home movie. And I was like, it's just them in Europe.
We don't normally go there, though. What's Spider-Man doing in Venice? He's a spider. He'll get wet. It's a very wet town. He's like a fly out of...
Spiders don't get wet. They drown.
Incy Vincy Spider told us that. We know it. That is a weird... I've not watched that one. Yeah. Does he get wet much?
He does a lot. He fights a water monster. That's an element.
Okay.
But don't trust it, because maybe it's Mysterio.
Oh, that's mysterious.
Nah.
Who would watch this? I guess people that watch Spider-Man Far From Home are like, where's Lizzie?
This is probably on par with Spider-Man Far From Home. Genuinely.
I think so. I've not seen the film, but I get it seems
it's
like
such a similar vibe.
Yeah.
Tom Holland also sings a song at the end and also honestly, in a sense, exposes Jake Gyllenhaal for lip syncing.
Have they just ganked this from Lizzie McGuire?
I think they have, now that you've pointed it out. John Watts has really tipped his little hat. I think we know his secrets now.
Yeah. We did say this film has inspired a lot.
It has. It's inspired
I guess who would watch this? Filmmakers, young and old.
Yeah. You're absolutely right. Who would watch this? Anyone that's trying to get through 1,001 movies to watch before you die. This is in it.
You pretty much burn for about 620. You know, you pretty much tick them off.
You burn through the 60s to the 90s.
I mean, if you're tossing up where you're watching Persona, watch this. It's pretty much the same thing.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Whoever directed this is the
Ingmar Bergman
of our generation.
Yeah.
I've got to stop saying of our generation. It's every fucking episode.
But generationally, that works.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Oscar, what are we reviewing next week?
Carl, we're doing Scooby-Doo 2 Monsters Unleashed next week. I can't wait. We've pretty much already seen it. We'll tell you who's watched it, but I'm keen.
Oh, I mean, who doesn't love Scooby-Doo 2 Monsters Unleashed?
Yeah, literally. Done. See you next week.
See ya.